Each week, American History TV's American Artifacts visits museums, archives, and historic places. Located about 2 miles southeast of the U.S. Capitol building on the Anacostia River, the Washington Navy Yard was established in 1799. Up next, a walking tour through the historic Navy Yard, organized by the National Museum of the United States Navy.
With Admiral Dahlgren, who's again the commandant of the yard here, he would experiment with cannons. You'll actually see some of the test plates in a little bit of what he was shooting at to see if his guns would actually break through some of the steel from ironclads. But President Lincoln, I don't know if you know this, was an ordnance nut. He loved cannons and he loved firearms. He's one of the only presidents to actually be ticketed by DC police for firing a rifle within city limits. It was on the lawn of the White House. It was a brand new, newly designed rifle that basically he was shooting at a log pile to see how this gun would work. But so he was an ordnance nut, so he knew that Dahlgren was experimenting with cannons, so they would come down here, smoke cigars, drink champagne, and fire cannons into the Anacostia. He was also, Dahlgren was also experimenting with rockets, too. And one of those experiments, they were firing the rockets, and Lincoln wanted to set off one of the rockets. So Dahlgren said, all right, here you go, here's how you do it. So Lincoln goes up with the Secretary of State, Seward. They're standing right by it, they set it off, and it explodes on the pad. In Dahlgren's own words, I thought I killed the president because he disappeared into a cloud of smoke and fire, along with the Secretary of State. A few seconds later, who should come out of the smoke coughing and laughing? Lincoln and Seward. And Lincoln basically says something to the extent of, well, I guess that didn't work, let's load up another. And so again, it was something that happens right in this area here. All of this history happens here in the Washington Navy Yard. And it's on Lincoln's last day of life. He actually comes to the Navy Yard and visits Dahlgren here in the offices, but he also visits a ship that's actually at our next stop that we'll talk about.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
When was the first design that could penetrate an ironclad hull?
During the Civil War. Yep.